Hello, how are you? My name is Emil and I own Divorce in Florida Online.com. And I wanted to make this video because it's I think it's good that you know what you're getting into if you hire someone like me, a document preparer, and but you perhaps have a lot of legal questions and so forth. And even if you just have one legal question, it doesn't matter. This may or may not apply to you. But I wanted to explain number one, I am not an attorney, so I am not allowed to give legal advice. In this channel and any videos that I post are just about the process, and that's it. There's no legal advice involved. All right, so number one, the biggest pro, of course, to hire a document preparer is that we a document preparer can save you money. In what way? Even if in Florida, you're actually able to walk into a courthouse and buy a packet of forms. The challenge is that there's a lot of courthouses out there. Oh, let me turn on the light real quick. Let's see. Okay, that's better. In Florida, there are a lot of courthouses that they don't give you the packets with just the forms that you need. So many times you end up saving money because you buy a packet from the courthouse. But then what happens is that that packet is like this big and you don't know if you need the whole thing. You don't know that you don't need the whole thing actually. In those packets, usually they have every single form you may or may not need. So when that happens, of course, you're going to spend a lot of time and money because you're going to take that whole packet. You're going to spend hours filling out, writing your name over and over and over again. Take it to a notary, spend $10 per seal, only to find out that you only needed maybe six of those seals and not the 10 or 15 seals that you paid for. So yes, you can go get that packet, but no one explains to you out of those forms which ones applies for your divorce. So while it saves you a lot of money to go to the courthouse and get the packet, you end up spending money and time filling out a packet that you don't need every single form for it. So the biggest pro of hiring someone like us, like a document preparer, is that we are going to save you money, even just on the preparation piece of it, because we're only going to prepare those that you need, and then you take them to a notary, you sign them in front of a notary, or if you see someone in person and a preparer in person that's a notary, then that person can also notarize them. So you're going to, with that a person like that, you actually even save time as well. So that's a number one pro that I can think of. Of course, another pro would be that if you don't hire an attorney, you're going to save a lot of money with that, the process, because you're not paying per hour, per phone call, per email. Usually, most document preparers, we are flat fee based. Whatever happens with the case, we're still going to help you until the case is over in most cases. Now, there are document preparers out there that many times they will charge you if things change, or they won't help you if things change. There are some document preparers out there that will only help you if the divorce is a mutual agreement. If the other person dips and doesn't, talk to you anymore, you're screwed. You're stuck with papers, that you can't do anything about, and you don't know what else you do to move the case forward. And many document preparers company, they say, deuces, I'm out. Sorry, that's your loss. If you can't figure out where that person is, or you need to get them served, we can't help you. We don't do that. My company, we, no matter what happens, we will help you to the end. So that's the number one other big pro of working with a document preparer like us. Now, the biggest con, and this is something not to take lightly, is that if you have something to fight for, if there's something in the divorce that you have a right to, like let's say a 401k, let's say you're having issues with the custody, custody is not a thing, the parental arrangements with the children, if you have issues with violence, and things like that, and you have questions about how to proceed, what's the best way to proceed and whatnot, then I mean, there's a con because we can't help you further. At that point, or before you even hire a document preparer, you may want to hire an attorney that can fight for your rights, that can help you with the process, that knows what to do if things go bad. We can't help you. We can only our clients. What they can do is say, "Hey, the court told me I need this," and then I'll be okay. It's a document. I know, no problem. I'll help you complete it, and then send it to you, and then you sign it. We can help you file. That's all we can do. We are glorified secretaries, typists. That's really what we are. A document preparer can never ever direct you, can never tell you, oh, this is what this needs to say, or this is what you need to do, or yeah, we can give you an idea of the process. Yeah, so first you file, and then this happens, and then that happens, but we cannot tell you precisely what's going to happen or even how long it takes. I mean, we give an average, but we don't know how long something's going to take. And not attorney knows either. It's just, it's the process. It's government. You're dealing with a government agency, no matter what. So that's Bella. Bella. All right. So it's very important that you understand that we, as document preparers, we cannot tell you how to protect your assets. We cannot tell you how to protect your children. We cannot tell you what you can or cannot do, or what you can even say in a parenting plan, or how can you come up with a certain child support number. Oh yeah, well, he's giving me 300 a month and we don't want to change that. What do we need to put in financial affidavit to match that? We cannot do that. So there's a lot of limitations as to what we can do. As a matter of fact, our divorces with no court hearing, and with children, we don't even do like something called motion to deviate from child support guidelines. It's straight up what the numbers say, and that's it. We don't get involved in any other stuff that's not by the book. And for a good reason, because we're not attorneys. We cannot give you that legal advice. We cannot tell you you can do this instead of that. When you go to a website and get a quote, you pick what your situation is, and then you get the information. But we're not feeding the information to you or helping you make decisions as to what you need. You tell us what what it is that you're doing, and then we tell you what we can do for you, and that's it. But I hope this helps. you know so one of the things, one last bonus that I want to go through is how to choose a document preparer. Listen, you have options out there. If you call our company or you get a quote from our company, I personally always get 3 quotes from different places. But the most important thing is that you want to make sure that it's apples to apples and not apples and oranges or apples and limes. Make sure that everything is lined out as to what's included, and if something changes, what happens, and that sort of thing. You want to make sure that all those pieces make sense, and they get into like that you're not surprised later if things change. Oh, well, sorry, we only do this kind of divorce, or something like that. You also want to make sure that they are based in Florida. I mean, there's so many online document preparation companies out there that are not based in Florida, and they're not familiar with changes. They're not familiar with the different courthouses, the different requirements in different courthouses. I mean, we've worked, I think, for at least within the last 5 years, we worked at least with 15 courthouses in Florida. And if we find out of something or we realize something, a form that's needed, we keep it on file so that whenever we do deal with that court again, we have that in file. Many companies outside, all they give you is what available in flcourts.org, which is free. By the way, that is a free resource, flcourts.org. But the challenge is that flcourts.org don't tell you what forms you need. It's like getting a packet from the courthouse. It's just a bunch of forms, and then you pick and choose which forms you need and hope that that's all you need. Okay? And the instructions in flcourts.org are not always complete. So, with that said, I don't know what else to say. But the flcourts.org is a great resource if you need a form here and there. But if you do a whole packet, divorce packet from flcourts.org, you're going to be banging yourself against the wall quite a lot. But usually companies not based in Florida, that's usually what they do. They just get those forms online. They already have them online. So they just created packets and then send them to you. But what you don't know is that you don't have you don't have everything you need. Usually you take that to the court and then they don't help you file. They just take them to the courthouse and that's it. And you don't know what else you need. If you need something else, you need to fetch for it and that sort of thing. So that's the difference. I mean, anyway, I hope this video helped as you're making a decision to, to get that done. And also, to get a quote, divorcingfloridaonline.com, click get quote, and you get a quote. And if you need a remote notary in Florida, we have a website for that as well, where we'll connect you with a licensed remote notary in Florida, and in that way you can get your documents notarized from the comfort of your home. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a comment. Let me know what county you're watching from. I'm running a poll. I'm trying to find out where my audience is from, which county. Obviously, you should be from Florida, but if you're not from Florida, let me know. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.